Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at another legend team here. We're going to have a team with the UNOVAN Stunfisk. This Pokemon is honestly super high ranked, I think, on PvPoke as well. But I don't see that many people running it. But doesn't mean that this Pokemon is, of course, like never seen before. But let me actually check real quick. This Pokemon is rank 16 currently for the current meta. And rightfully so, absolutely rightfully so. This Pokemon is great right now, especially because there has been quite a bit of a shift towards electric type Pokemon, I have to say. I see way more, like, not Emolga, but way more some like Pokemon like Morpeko or the Charger Bug. Those are definitely way more common. Don't really see, like, Emolga was really common in the beginning, same as Zapdos, but they kind of disappeared. But yeah, this definitely is also a very good electric type here, and also one that can counter other electric types. And that's the main benefit of it. Like, having the part ground type is great for matchups against other electric types, which are usually used as safe-subs in the current meta, because there are Pokemon like Morpeko that are great at basically dealing with everything. And so it is great to have this Pokemon here in the back, the Stunfisk, but also one big benefit of it is the insane amount of bulk that this Pokemon has. Like, you remember still back in the day when the Galarian form of this Pokemon was top tier in nearly everything. This Pokemon here now has still the exact same stats as the Galarian form, which means it has quite some nice bulk, and this allows it to take basically any kind of hit in the current meta, which is really, really cool. As you will see here, the opponent is going to have access to the Ferrothorn, can go for a Power Whip as well with that. And we're going to have, Toxapex against us, where we can go for the Aura Reel against the opponent. This is going to get the win anyway, and we can move on to the next opponent. So, Quagsire. Quagsire is going to be here. We're going to be able to go for an X-Scissor against this Pokemon. This is going to be okay. We're going to be able to get some nice damage onto them, and they decide to stay in here. They're going to try to play this one out. They have access to the move Stone Edge. Stone Edge can be, of course, a one-shot against us. Also, as we see here as well for the team that we copied, they were running Aerial Ace on the Golisopod. And I definitely didn't use way too many charge teams on this one, and I definitely should keep some charge teams because we have the Shadow event coming up, which I'm really excited about because, yeah, like, there are new Shadow Pokemon that are actually going to be impactful for PvP, like Superior, like Diggersby. And so I'm kind of excited for this event, but also you need some charge teams to get rid of frustration. And that is quite important, so hopefully you're also maybe going to get like some kind of event task or something like this, where we're going to be able to get rid of frustration a little bit easier as well. But anyway, we want to see here Dugong against us. Dugong is a very interesting case where the typing that we have on Golisopod is ridiculously good, because we're going to be able to resist all of the hits that they have. But as you're going to see here, Manta is going to be in the back, and we will see already how fast and hard hitting the Stunfisk is going to be, as they can easily take a hit here. There's nothing they can do. Like, literally, Water Pulse is going to two-shot us, but, like, yeah, it's going to be a good game. We can move on to the next opponent. This team definitely was amazing, by the way. This team got me up to like 2,780 points or something like this. Climbed me up over 80 at the point of me running this one. I played the team before, which didn't really work out. This team really worked out well. So I would really recommend you to give this team a try. We're going to have here also the Golem coming up against us, or with a Rock Blast. We're going to try our best with the Aura Reel against the opponent here as well. This is going to allow us to get the shield from them, and we're going to try our best here to, let the move go through. It is going to be the Rock Blast from the opponent, and we're going to try, of course, to go into our Stunfisk. Here, Stunfisk is the perfect answer for Golem. This is going to be great, but they stop out now to the Jump Bluff. We're going to try our best to go for the Aerial Ace, and we have to kind of let the move go through here and hope that we can still survive. But it's going to be the Acrobatics, and this is going to be a good game. They're very likely going to have another Grass-type Pokemon in the back, so there's nothing that I can do here anyway. But I can still see if I'm correct with that one, or we have some lag there as well. I have to say, there was a time, like just recently, where I had no issues at all with PvP, and now they're all kind of back again, which is kind of sad. I don't have frame drops anymore, though. Like, since I made the video about how to fix frame drops, I don't have frame drops, but the game itself still has some problems, of course. So at least, like, all of the issues that I have from my side of the phone basically are kind of gone now. It's just that the servers have some issues recently, I feel like. Anyway, we're going to see here the opponent is going to have a Typhlosion. This is actually a great matchup for us, because based on the pacing that we have, even though the opponent got a little bit of an extra energy advantage in the beginning, we're actually going to be able to go ahead and get some Mud Bombs off quite easily. But as you'll see here, the opponent is going to decide to go ahead and go for another charge move. It's going to be a Thunder Punch. But I know that this is just going to be a Thunder Punch as well, which will allow us to now realign ourselves, which is going to be great. And now we can go for that Mud Bomb and still have another Mud Bomb stored. What this means as well is that our Morpeko is going to be able to go for a Seed Bomb laydown against the Gaston and gets a guaranteed KO, which would have not been the case, I think, otherwise. And so Mud Bomb is coming through here, the opponent stops out into the Marowak, and we should hopefully be able to still reach the Aurel in time, which we can. This is going to do a tremendous amount. Not going to knock them out, but going to get them into range where 2 Shadow Claws are going to be enough to knock them out. And so we can let the move go through. It is going to be the opponent's Bone Club going to knock us out, and we have now the option to just go for some Exodus. I have to say that Aerial Ace came in clutch in like 1 or 2 matchups, which you're going to see here today as well, of course. But there have been definitely matchups as well where I would really like to have Liquidation, which does a little bit more damage and gives you a little bit better coverage against, like, for example, Fire-type Pokemon. But it is what it is, we can move on to the next opponent. As you might imagine, this is like one of the matchups where Aerial Ace really helps me because I have all of a sudden a double super effective hit against the opponent instead of having to hit them with a neutral hit of Exeter. But the opponent decides to use a shield anyway, and they're running Smackdown as their fast move. What this means is that they're going to be able to do super effective damage against me the entire time, and they would be most likely able to fully farm me down in the 2-shield scenario. But look at this battle, like this was one of my favorite battles because it is time to show why Morpeko is so busted. We're going to have, you know, the Aurel coming through. This is going to allow us to get the opponent quite low and get the own attack boost. And we have to use a shield here, but I know exactly how many fast moves the opponent did. So I also know that I can go up to 99 energy, go for that Aurel now, have another Aurel stored, get the opponent, like the KO against the opponent, have +2 attack. And this basically seals the deal already. Like, what is the opponent gonna do here? There's not really a Pokemon that wants to take a stab Aurel at +2, and definitely not the Typhlosion. And oh, look at this, Chestnut comes back in. Oh, look at this, another Aurel comes back in. +3 resisted Aurel, goodbye there. Victory is ours, and we can move on to the next opponent. So, we're going to have, you know, Among Us, which is going to be better for us to have the Aerial Ace against this Pokemon. The swap button to the Morpeko, which is going to be interesting, because unless they're running, I hope that they're actually running Seed Bomb. Seed Bomb would be better for us, but you're going to see it here right now as well. It is going to be the Psychic Fangs. Why would be Seed Bomb better for us? It's because I would have been able to outspeed them a little bit more, but like this, the opponent is going to be able to outspeed me, and it's going to be a bit of a trickier one because we have to use a shield against, of course, the Aurel, which would have done a ton of damage. But still, we're going to have now 2 charge moves stored, which is totally fine. That's going to allow us to get the KO here. And we still have a charge move stored for whatever comes back in, which is in this case the Among Us, which I guess doesn't really want to take those Mud Bombs. And we're going to put them kind of into range when Aerial Ace is going to be enough later on. What we'll see here is that the opponent is going to have their own Toxapex. And that is going to be a bit of a tricky one, but we can get the opponent quite low. Which means, of course, any kind of hit from Morpeko is going to knock them out anyway. But even something like a Mud Bomb is going to be scary now for them from our Stunfisk. So, yeah, they overfarmed by quite a bit. They're definitely at close to 100 energy, I would assume. And they're going to still get to next charge move here afterwards. So, yeah, we're going to have to let the move go through, of course. Brian is coming through, and we're going to swap out directly into our Morpeko. But they swapped out into their own Among Us. They are going to generate energy slower than we do. And they have a bit of an energy lead though, so it's going to be a bit of a tricky one, but as you will see here, I can still go for a shield. The opponent decides to go for the foul play, it would be resisted anyway, but we have our Aurel now and knock out the opponent with that one, or they use their final shield, but I can still fully farm them down before they can do anything, and this is going to be a good game. Moving on, we're going to have Gaston against us. This is going to be a matchup where, yeah, we're going to swap out here, of course, into our Stunfisk against the opponent's Charger Bug. This is going to be a great matchup because the opponent's fast move is going to be triple resisted, while ours is single resisted. It's basically down to Mud Bomb against the opponent's Exeter, and we're just going to generate energy a little bit faster and do a little bit more fast move pressure, which means it's going to be a matchup that we're usually going to be able to win. As we're just going to see, we just need 1 more Mud Bomb, and we can most likely even take 2 Exeters from this health range. So first one is coming through there, and another one is coming in afterwards. And as you can see, I've decided to let the move go through, expecting that I can easily survive this one, which I can. And I can go for another Mud Bomb here. And the beneficial aspect of this as well is that the opponent decides to use a shield here, and I can use a shield as well, because at this point I think I can fully farm down the opponent and end up with switch advantage, but also energy advantage by quite a bit, as you will see the Gaston coming back in here. Again, we're gonna try to weaken them down a little bit, just to get either the final shield later on as well, so Morpeko can sweep, but as you see as well, we have a little bit of a lag to swap out, but it should still not matter, because we have such a faster time to get to our charge moves compared to the opponent's Toxapex, and I don't really know why they let the first move go through. Yeah, we can just use a shield, go for the full farm down, get the shield from the opponent again. We should be in a literally perfect spot here. I don't think the opponent can do anything here. We're gonna boost our own attack, of course, and see what the opponent gonna do with that. They decide to just use a shield here. We're gonna try our best to reach another charge move, which doesn't work out. Now it's down to our Lostheart against the opponent's Body Slam using Gastrodon, and I'm not too sure if 2 Body Slams are going to be enough from this range with all of the fast move pressure that we are having up against us. But let's find out. Body Slam's coming through, it looks like we can still survive another one, and so it's not too worrisome, as we're going to be able to go for the KO here. And yeah, we can move on to the next opponent. Let's see what the next opponent is going to run. We're going to have here the Kingdra. We're going to be able to get to our charge move quite fast, but because we have a double electric backline, I kind of want to swap out of here as well. Especially here, if we have energy lead on Morpeko, it's usually a great sign. And the opponent should be basically in farm down range for all of our Pokemon at this point. They luckily don't get the debuff here, and I can go ahead and go for my own Aura Reel, which is going to be able to get the shield from the opponent. And yeah, we will see here shield coming up as well. This is going to allow us to get another move off. We kind of have to get the opponent a bit lower, but I was hoping I would still get another move off afterwards, but I can't, which is kind of unfortunate. But at least we're going to have the opponent shields down. And I'm curious, I think this must be a mistake, but I'm going to check this one out real quick as well. The opponent is a Shadow Marowak, and I go for the Mud Bomb. I think I hit every bubble, didn't I? I did hit every bubble, and it doesn't knock them out from this range. And I found this so weird when I saw that I would really need to take a look at this one real quick on the side and how much damage this actually does. Mud Bomb does actually only do 47.2%. I didn't expect this one. That was actually totally fine there. But yeah, this was definitely something that caught me off guard and kind of made it difficult for me to play that battle. Weird one. I honestly thought I would do way more damage than just 47%. So like you need to have 2+ some fast move damage to even knock out the opponent there. Even though, wait, I did put the Shadow in as well. That is ridiculous. So yeah, Shadow Marowak definitely has quite some solid bulk, which I kind of sometimes underestimate, I would assume. But anyway, we're going to have the Aura coming through against the opponent here. That is going to be the knockout against the Quillfish, which is actually quite lucky because they could have aligned themselves if they wanted to. But I have now my Stunfisk against the opponent's Morpeko. They can go for the Seed Bomb if they really want to and try to get some damage onto me, which I'm not too worried about. Because I should always still be able to win this matchup. In comes the Walrein, in comes an Exeter, and I'm literally in the best position I could be in, because we are going to be able to even get to another move afterwards, and we should be kind of fine here. Let's see, the opponent goes for the Icicle Spear, gonna get us kind of low. We're gonna try our best for another Exeter. This is going to be hopefully okay for us. It's going to allow us to get the KO. In comes Morpeko, and they decide to forfeit. A bummer snow. That's great to see this Pokemon in the lead, and it's great to see a Zapdos coming in here next, because we're going to be able to completely hardwall this one with the UNOVAN Stunfisk. UNOVAN Stunfisk is great at hardwalling Zapdos here, because this Pokemon is going to be able to resist all of the charge moves from the opponent, fast moves of course as well, as both electric as well as flying are going to be resisted. Here they try to CMP tie, there's no reason for me to even go for another charge move here, because I know I'm going to end up in a scenario where Bummer Snow is up against me, and I just kind of want to get some charge move damage in against them, while Mud Bomb is not a hard-hitting move whatsoever, especially resisted. It is still chunking it quite a bit. I need most likely around 4 total to do enough to basically get the opponent's KO there. And as you can see, I go for the last one for the Discharge, because I only get to 1 move anyway. Discharge does 5 more damage. This is just like a tiny adjustment there as well. Discharge does less damage per energy, but does do more damage just generally, I think. I think I'm very certain it's 60 damage for the Mud Bomb and 65 for Discharge. Just for the Pokemon forgot the name, Charjabug. It is different because Exodus does 65 as well and is 5 less energy. But anyway, we're going to sadly lose the final battle here. And that's going to be it for this video. Again, another Legend team here for the Color Cup. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I will see you then. Bye bye.